Welcome, guys, to another episode of Nerds for Life SuperCoach. I'm your host, Peter, and let's just begin with I hate this season so much, so much. Make sure to subscribe, like the channel, give me a comment too. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'd love to hear how your season's going. Whether you're watching this on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, it doesn't matter where, just subscribe so you don't miss out. But this season, holy fuck. Why? What have I done wrong? Actually, a lot of things. I can list them. The main thing is I traded out Christian Petrarca because he was out for 4 to 6 weeks, apparently, for Tristan Xerri, who decided to be the absolute biggest potato on earth and score a 68 before getting suspended for 3 weeks. And now we have news that Christian Petrarca could be back within the next 1 to 3. So Petrarca could be back earlier than Xerri. So really glad I made that call. Dan Houston was a fun trade-in as well with his amazing 61. And the most successful trade-in I made last week was Jack Watkins, who scored more than both the primos that I brought in whilst on the bench with a 69. So that's about how my year is going, and that's about how my week went. I did have a couple of decent scores, of course. The top-end guys, Dacos, Sarong, Sheasel, they all did really well. Even Butters, very, very poor outside of that. Everything outside of that was garbage. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at this year. Let's get on with the weekly winners. Okay, so let's take a look and see who won the weekly for our league. We've got an open league. So the round 3 winner was, when it loads, is Tim's team, 2 Skulls, who scored 1,901. Okay, no, he scored 2,105. Sorry, don't know where my eyes went to. But this is interesting. Okay. He is ranked 76,000th. Huge weeks. He actually jumped up 49,000 places as well, which is massive. Absolutely massive. He had Coleman, Finn O'Sullivan, which is an interesting one to own. Grilge, Hewland on the bench, McKercher, Whitfield, Sinclair, decent backline. Dacos in the midfield, Butters, captaincy on Sheasel, Bolton, Dersma, Smith, Blamaries, Brody. Young is held on to Sharp, Draper. He's got English on the bench. ZZ didn't play. Jackson, McAndrew, Pickett, Curtis is an interesting one. Morris is an interesting one. And you know what? I'm saying interesting ones, but this guy absolutely smoked my score. So great work, mate. You've done well. Total score, we've got Oliver, landing strip, XV, I can't remember my Roman numerals, but he's sitting 59th overall, so he's doing very well. Still scored a 19-16, which is a huge score for the week as well. So great work. Now we'll move on to Game Day, who, by the way, are our major sponsors this year. You can still join me, by the way, on Game Day. So we've got a private league. Oh my god, when it loads, it was there. Okay, that was great. Love the refresh. This is my team that I'm going in with this week. For those who can see on YouTube, if it's on Spotify, you might have to check this out. I'm not going to read out the whole team, but we'll get to our private league. And if you want to join, it's AR0041YF. That'll get you in. Arrogant Frogs is currently the top scorer for the season, which is fantastic. If we go to round 3, it was Gregis Guns won with 3,173 points. That was last week. So AR0041YF, you get to support the page. If you join, please use the promo code NERDS, and you also get NERDS, and you also get a bunch of bonus packs and bonus players that you wouldn't have if you joined without using that. So if you're going to join, you may as well use the promo code. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps out us, I suppose. So that's Game Day Squad. That's what I've done there. Let's go back to SuperCoach and take a quick look at the team. So My trade-ins so far this week, and I'm not sold on it, but Blackiston and Parrish can get out of my team. Very much tired of that. Parrish is a break-even of 71, which is about what he's averaging, and he's playing the Dogs, which are a very tough midfield. He just simply has not looked good. Okay, he looks a bit slow. He doesn't look like the player he used to be. A 93 and a 67 and a 67 against two relatively average midfields. Now he's going up against the Dogs, who have a really good midfield. Okay, he might score well the following week against Melbourne, but then after that, Gold Coast, Collingwood, Brisbane, also really strong midfields. I think it's time to jump off. Lockie Blackiston, look, he's got a break even of 53, and he's been scoring more than that, so you could hold him. He's probably not the biggest concern. He's also playing this week, but he does go up against Tim English, okay, who's actually a decent ruck. He beat Xerri in the hit-outs, but didn't do enough around the ground. He's just scoring 60s every week. He's probably going to pump out another 60, okay? I suppose he is playing, so if he's not your biggest concern, you could hold him. I'm personally getting him out of my team. Same with Parrish, and I'm looking at Bont and Xerri, although there are other options that I could go down. And we're going to go into that a little bit. Some of the players that I think are trade-ins this week, and some of the players who I think are not trade-ins this week, or trade-outs. Sorry. The first one, look, let's go into Tristan Xerri. Okay, 29,000 coaches have traded him out. Completely understand it. About the same amount of coaches traded him in last week. He actually dropped a whopping 4K for us. His break-even's 136. Okay, he is going to miss Carlton, Brisbane, and Richmond. Okay, we brought him in for this run, this amazing run against Blackiston, Pitnet, Bort, no one at Richmond, and I just can't describe how disappointing this is. He then plays the Giants, who are struggling in the ruck department, so he could score massive against them, and then he's got Geelong, who aren't typically a great ruck combo. Okay. Grundy is a tough ruck. By round 10, I'm assuming Riley O'Brien's the number one ruckman again. Jared Witz is actually a tough matchup, and then you've got the dual rucks. Honestly, until he plays West Coast again in round 14, the Giants and West Coast in round 14 are probably the only games that I'm concerned about. I can see a lot of average scores up until that point from him. But last year, when he got suspended and he came back, he pumped out a 186 and a 187. He gets mad. And when he gets mad, he either smears blood on people's faces or he pumps out 186s. Okay? Hopefully, when he comes back from suspension, it's not the smearing. I honestly can see him coming back strong, but the matchups aren't amazing and the break-even's very high. I'm torn on whether to trade him out or not. I just traded him in, and it just feels disgusting to just trade out a guy again. I am going to play around with it, but we've got the problem is this buy is actually quite difficult, especially with defenders, right? Jack Sinclair. We've got Wilkies, we've got Nasiah Wanganeen-Malera, we've got the Lockies, Ash and Whitfield. A lot of people jumped onto Fonte. These are a lot of very Supercoach relevant players, all defenders, all missing out. I haven't even gone into the Callahans and the Clarys of the world as well, who a lot of people jumped on too. Then Flanders, of course, Philippou. It's a really annoying buy round because those two teams just happen to be so Supercoach relevant. So defenders are going to be scarce this week. I've seen a few people jump from Xerri to a defenders that are playing, and I don't hate that. I haven't decided what I'm doing with him yet. I really haven't decided. The problem is, I've got Xerri and English as my R1, R2, and McAndrew, who we now have confirmation is going to be dual rucking most likely with Riley O'Brien, because Riley O'Brien is playing this weekend. Okay? He could be dropped or he could be dropped dual rucking. He has been very good though in the hitouts, and Adelaide have been playing good footy. So I don't think he will be dropped. I think purely for matchup because he's playing Fremantle, he's playing Fremantle, right? Yeah. That they've brought him in for that dual ruck kind of to counter it a little bit. I don't know what that means necessarily for Lockie McAndrew. If you've got McAndrew as your number one ruckman, or number two, hopefully number two, I understand why you trade Xerri out. And it's a reason why I'm considering it, is because those 3 weeks, especially next week and the week after, when there's no best 18 anymore, you're going to be exposed. And if you've held Xerri for a week, you're kind of guaranteeing yourself one primo down this week. And then he's only got 2 weeks left of the suspension, so you may as well just hold him out. It's just very annoying. Long-term play, holding Xerri is probably the right call. It's probably the right decision. A lot of people trading out Dyson Sharp. If you've held him last week, I don't see the reason why you'd drop him this week, personally. Mateus Philippou, I think that his break-even still is 6. He's got money to make. I wouldn't be trading him out. Actually scored okay with a 69. Leonardo Lombard, again, you kept him over his bye, and now you're trading him out with a BA of 16. I'd be waiting to see if he's named. Tanner Bruin's an interesting one. I know he's got a break even at 29, but he's projected to go up. Like he's not going to score another 47. He's going to do well, and he should make at least another 25, 30k this week. I wouldn't be trading him out. That's a mistake. The people trading in Oscar Steen early, I get it, because they're probably doing it for Tristan Xerri and then filling up other positions. I still wouldn't do it early. Collingwood are a good team, and I would prefer to wait till he's on his bubble. Jack Lukosius is an interesting one, and we'll go into Jack Lukosius in a minute, but Max Gawn I do like. Shai Bolton I do like for now, but the second that Hayden Young is back, he'll lose his CBAs and his scoring will fluctuate rapidly. And Max Holmes, a lot of people are trading him in. Not necessarily a fan of this one. I think Hawthorn are a very lockdown kind of team. Look at his scores against Hawthorn, 80, 82, 84. It's not the week for that. Maybe next week. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, totally. But not right now. He's also got the Dogs coming up. After that, it kind of opens up a little bit. He's definitely an option, but I'd be trading him in next week. I wouldn't be bothering this week, honestly. I could see an average score coming up. Now, Jack Lukosius. This is one that I would love to jump on. I would love to jump on this one because he's got a negative 62 break even. He's playing halfback, okay? And pushing into the wing. I just want to go look at just going to quickly look into his heat map from last week because I did look into it, but I kind of forgot now. So Lukosius he's not racking up a lot of the footy. He had 12 disposals last week and kicked 1 goal 1. He's playing wing. Playing a lot halfback, playing wing, pushing forward. It's a decent role, but it also screams horrible scores. Now, he's playing Richmond, so he probably should score okay against them. He's just come off a 110 and a 95. They are good scores, and then he does play St Kilda after Richmond. I could see some decent cash being made from this pick. He's probably going to make 50k, 50 to 60k this round, okay? It's probably more with a projected score of 67. I could see him scoring another 80, 90 against Richmond. So 60 something, he should make 60 something $1,000. So I don't hate the pick at all, but the problem is he's a forward, and we're not really shopping around for forwards. I mean, last week, if it was the Christian Petrarca trade, yeah. But for someone like me who's got Sheasel, I'm not trading him out. Lawler actually is playing okay enough, and his break even's still low, so I'm probably going to hold that one. Butterick's about to play Essendon, right? He's got a low break even too. He's projected to go 70. I can see him going way higher than that, so he's still got a bit of money to make. Dev Robertson's suspended, but you'd have to trade up from Robertson. You could do that, but he's been playing good footy. Apart from the game that he played against Port Adelaide, he's been playing good footy. I think he played a little bit more of a lockdown role, but he's been playing great. I wouldn't be trading out Dev Robertson. Lombard, and pretty big jump to go from Lombard to Lukosius. If you can get from Philippou to Lukosius, I don't hate it. It's an interesting one. I don't know how you're getting to him. Yeah, I just don't know how you're getting to him personally, and that's a problem for me. I could do it. I could bring Xerri in. No, I can't. There's no way that I can do it. Actually, to be honest, there's just no way that I can do it physically. So I'm probably just not going to do it for that reason alone. Is I don't think I can do it. Even with DPP, I don't think I can. But it is one to look. I don't hate the play. I could see him making a lot of money and scoring okay enough. But it's another one of those mid-pricer guys like a Fonte, a Butterick, a Lawler. Like he could pump out a 60 this week comfortably. And that's bad, right? But I also see the appeal a little bit. I do see the appeal. I'll keep an eye out. He's playing wing. So it's not that seagull kind of halfback role that we got from a Marek last year. It's not the same quality of mid-pricer target that we thought we were going to get from him, or that we did get from him. Okay. So there's a lot of there were a few questions. I didn't even check. No. Does anyone have any questions? Not on X. Let's take a look at Facebook. 26 okay, so we have a few questions. Does anyone have any questions? Let's go. Or comments. I've probably answered some of these. Reeves versus Lukosius. All right. Interesting. That's from Fozzie Lapone. Lapone? Sorry, I've butchered that. Reeves versus Lukosius is an interesting one. Reeves is an option, but he is dual rucking. Okay. He's got a negative 46 break even. His scoring has been fairly good. And that's a really good score against Brody Grundy as well, by the way. Yeah, I don't hate it. You could, what you could do? You could trade out. You could get both. Like if you've got Tristan Xerri, you traded out Xerri and a Parish, hypothetically. You could bring in two mid-prices, make some cash as cash makers. You could do that. And they should score okay enough to do it. And now I'm tempted to instead of, but that's annoying because I want Bontempelli. So trading out, but I'm just gonna say, that's not, I'm ranting. Honestly, there's pros and cons in both. Probably Lukosius for the matchup alone. Yeah, probably Lukosius for the matchup alone. Depends who you're trading out. Sorry, I actually like both trade-ins. I think both are fantastic trade-ins. Daniel Fulton, thoughts on Shy? Don't like him at the moment. I could see his score dropping off massively when Hayden Young's back. Mick McCullum? Yeah. Gorn or Bont, is it okay to pay mid-price for rookies like Dersma or Lukosius? Lukosius, yes. I think Dersma, he's already gone up in price. West Coast are unlikely to continue winning, but he is playing well. I don't hate it. You just got to remember that he is a first-year player. So it's like last year. Last year, Lawler scored a 120 against Brisbane, right? Looked amazing. But outside of that, his scores were a bit meh because Richmond were a bit meh. West Coast have had a really good first few matchups, which might have helped him elevate his price a little bit or his scoring a little bit. I wouldn't go Dersma. I would prefer Lukosius, personally. Gorn or Bont? Bont for me. Rowan Farrelly, who won't get injured anytime soon. I don't know, mate. When you find out, let me know. Andrew Brody, advice. Choose who you want to trade in and then wait a week in case they get injured. The week you want to trade them in. Wait, advice. Choose who you want to trade in and then wait a week in case they get injured the week you want to trade them in. I don't understand the question. I'm so sorry, Andrew. I don't know what that was. I clicked on something, so I'm gonna skip that one just because I don't know how to answer the question. I'm sorry. Keaton Marin, would you ship the font off early to afford bringing in Bond? I would, yes. I am personally not though, because I think Blackiston's a problem, but he is playing this week, so I don't hate it. But he also, Fonty plays Richmond next week, so I could see him scoring kind of well. So personally, I'd rather sacrifice the 0 for an 80+ score next week. Scott Pryor, can we remove all these feeds and podcasts and people do their own research and get some, kunars and make their own moves? No, I can't. I'm going to laugh react to yours. Toby Parsons, Luke Parker's role at North. I fucking love it. Honestly, it's Jack Zeeble all over again. I absolutely love it. We're going to get into some players to trade in, and he's in like a small amount of teams, and I know he doesn't get to play Essendon every week, but that role, he is firmly in defence. Bradley, Roberto, Bo Allen, or Jacob Farrow. Personally, neither. Is Farrow? I don't think Farrow's on his bubble. I think he's only played one game. Yeah, he's only played one game. I wouldn't be bringing in Farrow yet. I'd be waiting a week. He also didn't score great against North Melbourne, and I can't see him scoring well against the Dogs. I know Bo Allen has actually been playing some decent footy, but he's gone up. Nah, it's a no. Bo Allen's a no for me as well. So my answer to that is neither. Sorry, Bradley. The answer is neither. Mike Skeen, what's the goss on Dacos's fitness? Corky, light training, trip to Brisbane 2. Will he get managed? Probably not. It's Nick Dacos. I doubt it. Aaron Jewell, are we holding or trading Xerri? Mate, I have no idea. Honestly, every day I wake up and I have a completely different opinion. I think the long-term players hold Xerri. Very frustrating. But if you're in the top, I don't know, if you're looking like you're in a good position this year to make a play for 50k, I'd be trading him. If it looks like your season's gone to shit like mine, and now you're going for a league win against your mates like me, probably hold, which I hate so much, but it is probably a hold. Jalen Lee, is it worth keeping McAndrew at R2, bring in Steen as bench, then use the money saved from Xerri to go to a premium mid forwards? Look, again, as I said, it depends where you are in the rankings yourself. McAndrew at R2 is becoming less reliable with Riley O'Brien back in the team, and I wouldn't be going early on Steen either, personally. Going early on players just isn't sustainable. You do it once and you might succeed, but I guarantee you do it a second time and it's going to burn you. So, don't like that. I don't mind. Trading Xerri is fine if you want, but I wouldn't be bringing in Steen yet. I'd wait. I just wait a bit. James Richards, you should tell people McKercher is a trap. Look, honestly, McKercher was a trap to start. Okay, he was a trap to start. He just turned it around in round 3. Okay, he's actually a trade-in this week. Honestly, he is such a fucking trade-in. Sorry, mate, but he is a trade-in. I'll show you guys why. And again, another one that I'm very strongly considering. His 445k has actually dropped in price, which is great. Okay, he's got a break even to 67. And Carlton are not a good team. Brisbane could be a tough matchup, but then Richmond after that. Okay, he's gone 60, 78, and 118. He was on managed minutes in the first 2 games because he didn't have a pre-season. But then Essendon, he was let loose. Started to have kick-ins as well. Had 35 disposals. Essendon are garbage, yes, but so are Carlton. And so is Richmond, unfortunately. So he could score well in both those games. I like it. I kind of like it. I really do. Very cheap. Very cheap. The only problem is, if I was to go McKercher, for example, right, I would be doing that ahead of Bond, and that just sounds gross. So I don't think I would do it, but I also could do it in one trade. I could trade Blackiston to... No, I couldn't. I could trade... Wait, who? How much was Parrish? Oh, I could trade Parrish in one trade. Oh my god, I could trade Parrish in one trade to McKercher. And then save an entire trade. I don't hate that. And then I get to save a trade. Because I'm not sold on Xerri as a rookie option. Anyway, McKercher's not a trap. Jamie Foxx, yeah, just a general what the fuck for this season. Yep, brought that up in the first opening in my intro. Steve Coulthard, McKercher or Jordan Clark. McKercher based on his price. What the fuck is going on, Kylie Forsyth? Yep, I know, mate, I know. Lewis Grigg, should we be paying up for Bont for a safe pick or split the cash for two players? I was thinking like Bolton and Myers because not a lot of good options for forwards. I love the idea of not picking Bont and going two and splitting the cash and going two players. I kind of like McKercher Lukosius, actually, to be honest. Make some money, get some decent points, and then also you should get some decent scores from McKercher. I don't hate it. You will get a big score from Bont this week, so just ignore that game if you don't go Bont, but I wouldn't be picking Bolton or Myers. I think we're going to get some decent DPP changes this week in the coming weeks. You know, Tuke Miller looks almost guaranteed to get DPP up forward. And then we'll also have Jason Horne-Francis getting forward status as well. And then I actually personally like Zach Bailey better than both of those options as well. And I think Kasai Pickett should be a better option than both those guys too. So I actually think that we're going to have some decent forward options soon. I wouldn't be jumping on forwards. Forward line should be the last line that you upgrade. It's just my opinion. Until Tuke Miller enters the forward line, and then I'll probably jump on Tuke Miller. Toby Parsons, we know mid-price is a dirty word. What is the 450k to 550k value on each line? Say 4 from each. I'm going to do that next. So that's coming next. I'm going to answer your question next. Daniel Nuggers McDonald. Does Sean Mantle have the best calves? And I don't know. I Rankin, and I don't know. I haven't looked. I'll look later. And is Rankin the worst trade-in? I mean, look, of 2026, I think he might be the worst trade-in of 20. But I can see his minutes increasing, and I think he'll be overall okay. Just hold him. I wouldn't be trading him out. I know technically Xerri is a trade out, but is he worth holding, as he still has an unbelievable run of games with a great ruck matchups when he comes back from suspension. He plays GWS, Geelong, Sydney, tough Adelaide, Suns, tough Freo, Eagles, Richmond, Essendon, Port. Yeah, look, man, I'm holding him. I hate it. I'm holding him. I see it. Christopher, I see it. The logic is sound. It's disappointing, but the logic is sound. Jesse Battenelli, sorry. How do we go back in time and start of the season so we can start all over again? Mate, I'm already starting my 2027 watch list. Okay, I'm already starting. Caleb Lazar couldn't get rid of Laird last week. Want to do this week. Can't afford anyone. Thinking Clark, Dacos, or McKercher. Who would you pick? So, out of McKercher and Clark, I would pick McKercher. Out of McKercher and Dacos, honestly, I kind of like Dacos. He's got this weird role that Holmes had last year, where he's getting both CBAs and he's getting kick-ins. So he's basically playing in the two best roles for SuperCoach at the same time, and it's amazing. I would be going Dacos. I could see him being a top 6 defender by season's end. I was tossing up between Dacos and Houston, and I decided to go with the cheaper option, and I have regretted it ever since. So just pay out for Dacos. If you can get to Dacos, I'd be doing Dacos. That's my 2 cents. There you go, Caleb. Dacos. Players to trade in. So these are the guys that I think are the trade-in targets for, this week. Okay, so we're going to filter away from, how do I remove? Alright, so we're going to go defenders first, and we're going to do everybody but the Giants and St Kilda, because that's gross. So with defenders, look, Tom Stewart, I'm going to go from average. Tom Stewart has started off really well, but Hawthorn are kind of a tougher lockdown kind of matchup. He's in 6% of teams. I think at 528k, I don't love it. It's not a bad pick, but I don't love it. Okay, Josh Dacos is the one. If you're looking for a defender, Josh Dacos is the one, personally. Worrell, I think last week was the time to jump on. Could still be a decent pick. Dane Zorko, no. I just think he's too old. James Sicily, I don't mind. Definitely cheap. But I would still prefer to push to a Dacos or down to a McKercher over James Sicily. Clark I like for the consistency. But I think the best value from Clark was that he didn't have the buys. So if you didn't start him, I wouldn't be jumping in. Joel Jeffrey, absolutely not. Jaden Short, absolutely not. Luke Traynor, now I made a post about Luke Traynor, okay? He's played 1 game, okay? Now this is a hold for 1 more week, but it's 285k, and he had bulk kick-ins. He was playing off halfback, and both Short and Banks, who have been scoring well in the first couple of games, dropped off significantly. It looked like Luke Traynor took their role, okay? I really like Luke Traynor, and I am so tempted to just say screw it and just jump on someone like Luke Traynor in defense, and then I just don't, and then go up to like a Parker or something. It's just, you couldn't do it earlier. I need to see it 1 more week, but holy shit, he looked good. I watched that Freo game, and the only thing, apart from how amazing Tim Taranto looked and how great Lawler started, Luke Traynor, wow. And then apart from that, I wouldn't be really thinking of anybody else outside. Oh, actually, I take it back. Callum Mills is an interesting one. He plays West Coast this week. 66. He really did start poor, but then he went 100 and 107. That 107, he looked like he was going to go 140 that game. He really slowed up like Sydney did against Hawthorn in general. So he's post the bye. He's got West Coast. I don't hate it. I really like this trade in as well. Callum Mills. Still prefer Josh Dacos over him. So for me, I think the top, like if I was trading a defender, the top 5 for me this week, Josh Dacos, number 1. Number 2 is probably a, look, I'm going to say Colby McKercher because of his price. Number 3 is Callum Mills. Number 4 would be like a Jordan just for safety. Number 5, probably a Tom Stewart. But massive, just look at Luke Traynor. Don't write him off. Just watch him. He's already in 0.7% of teams, which is interesting. Very interesting. 1,248 teams have picked him. Okay? I don't hate it. If he holds this role again, I really, really like it. Wait for teams to be announced. I might still do it. I might do this. I might do it. No, I probably won't. I'll probably wait a week. But it's definitely on my watch list. 100% on my watch list. Now, let's go to midfielders. Number 1 trade in, on average, Marcus Bontempelli. Just bring him in. If you don't have him, look, he's... I don't want to pay 709k. I'm paying $3,000 more. He went 160 and 140 last year. Holy shit. He's just so good. But then his next 2 matchups are tough. He only barely scraped hundreds against them last year. He's gone 113, 160, and 141. His matchups after that are really tough. But his end of season's really good. He's going to score so well this week. He's just going to score so well this week. That's the frustrating thing. If he wasn't playing Essendon, I wouldn't be bringing him in. Honestly. If he wasn't playing Essendon, I wouldn't be bringing him in. But he is playing Essendon. He's in 30% of teams, which is 55,000 coaches. And I guarantee you he's going to be the most captain player as well. Harry Sheezel, amazing. Dacos, Holmes. I don't like the Holmes pick. I really like the Luke Parker pick. He's already gone up 37k, so it was definitely a last week thing. But he plays Carlton, who are dog shit. He plays Richmond, who are also average. He scored a 67 against West Coast, which is the only concerning thing. But 137, 161 against Essendon is amazing. He has that defensive role. You could do worse with 513k. Honestly, you could do worse. Tim Taranto, I wouldn't be bringing him in. Touk Miller, I don't mind jumping on him. He's actually scoring quite well. He's got Melbourne, Sydney, and then Essendon. He's got 120, 103, 116. I can see him scoring well, and he's going to get forward status. So break even to 127, so you could probably just hold him out, another week. But I really do like that pick. I can see that being a really good pick as well. So they're the picks for me. The ruck line, like, let's be honest. Like Max Gawn, yeah, he looks great. I love Luke Jackson as well. Brodie Grundy could be good. Any of those guys. Tim English, though, if you are trading from Xerri and you don't have a Tim English, I think Tim English is going to have a really good game this week. Forwards, look, we've spoken about the forward line quite a bit. I don't think anybody is a must-have in the forward line this season right now outside of a Harry Sheezel. The forward line's kind of bleak still, but we're going to get some decent forward options, so I wouldn't be bringing in a forward this week. That's it. That is it. There's not really any major rookies that are on a bubble. If you go to... Let's go... Actually, we should probably discuss that. Players... to do cash cows. I mean, Murdoch is still a player that you could bring in, knowing that he's out for the next he's probably not available till round 7, so that's kind of annoying. Jaeger Smith's break even still really low, so if you don't have Jaeger Smith, you could still jump on him. Logan McDonald's a weird one, but I wouldn't jump on him. Lukosius is an interesting one. I know a lot of coaches are jumping on him. I don't love it. I feel like I've spoken about it a lot. Willem Dersma still got a relatively low break even, but there's really not much else. I don't mind the Jake Rogers. He's on the bubble, 179k forward. But I think I prefer the Lukosius shout over a Rogers. Treacy, I wouldn't be jumping on. Chase Jones is on the bubble. He's a midfielder, 119k. 86 and then a 38. I don't know. It's just not... Yeah. I don't love it. I prefer the Xerri personally. And the reason I prefer the Xerri... The reason I prefer the Xerri is that he's got the DPP and he's much cheaper. He just looked really off against Richmond. If he plays, I prefer the Xerri purely for the DPP. So there's really not much else when it comes to rookie options this week. You could jump on another mid-pricer, unfortunately. I'm going to be playing around my team a little bit today and working out what I'm doing because I don't know. But that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe, like us, just to be up to date. I'll be posting more stuff this week. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys next week. Good luck this weekend.